I'm back again. All right. It's almost Christmas Eve. I want to say for the record that I am not going to be making any videos of any kind on Christmas or Christmas Eve. I am going to enjoy that time with my family. I'm going to do my own personal work. That will be that. But I wanted to address something because this has been, I'm going to have to do it. I didn't want to do this, but I'm going to have to do this. I need to set some ground rules with the Femdom community because time and time again, these individuals have continued to be a major problem over and over and over and over again. And usually when this happens, I am just stunned at not only the level of ignorance, hatred, but also just the sheer arrogance of these people. That they really think they know more about Gynarchy and Gynarchists than we do. It's our fucking movement, man. So what ended up happening was I was looking on Reddit. Big mistake. I shouldn't do that. I should probably just check Reddit once a week because this kind of stuff really grates on me. So one of these individuals who I'm not going to leave, and it's not from the group I was banned from. It's from the Femdom group. Like, why do you got to do this? Why do you have to bring people up, but then not mention what they specifically believe? Like, you're essentially, what you're doing by omitting critical information about my personal beliefs or about Viola Voltaire's is you're making it seem like we believe things that we don't actually fucking believe. And people run away with whatever opinions they have based on a definition or or some kind of idea of what they think it is, think the definition is. They don't actually know what we think and feel. So also, he set the tone for every comment that came afterwards by referring to some of my videos as cringy. So you set a negative tone. You omitted information about myself and a Gynarchist author. And then you asked about, well, what do you think about the whole Gynarchy, Gynarsym, or whatever the fuck you specifically said. You were asking about it. And then you had all these people coming out saying a bunch of ignorant shit, like something about subjugating males or whatever. Have you ever read Viola Voltaire's book right here? You ever read this? Because in the book, one of the pillars of Gynarchy is consent. Aha! And also, she's not for violent revolution. She's not for the violent subjugation of males. So you omitted that information. You decided to include her name and you mentioned my channel. You mentioned me, but you didn't talk about what we believed. As for myself, sir, I don't want a state or federal Gynarchy. I only want a community. And I love how you leave out the other little cute, like, why would I want that? Why? Because the planet is becoming uninhabitable. Because no one is doing jack shit about it, about global heating. No one really cares. People are letting their environment go to hell. People haven't done anything about all these fucking hydrogen bombs. One nuclear miscalculation away from fucking annihilation. That's how close the human race is to mass death and destruction. So in a few decades, there's only going to be community. And that's all I really want. I don't trust state governments. I don't trust federal governments. I don't trust these institutions. I don't trust the people who work for them. And you just totally leave all this out, right? You leave out me wanting community. How convenient. Like you just talk about the definition, but you leave out the very specific variant and brand of Gynarchy that I am interested in. When you do stuff like that, you're shaping the opinions of the audience. They're going to assume what I believe or what Viola believes. They don't actually know. And some of them haven't even read her work, so they just say silly shit, like reverse patriarchy. First of all, before we even get into the topic of gynarchy, there are existing matriarchal societies, and they're not reverse patriarchies. You can look this shit up yourself. You don't have an excuse for being ignorant. Masuo, the Kazi. None of these fucking societies are reverse patriarchies. That's a fucking lie. That's not even close to true. Women actually have better health in matriarchal societies with no concomitant effects on men. You would know this if you did a bare minimum amount of research. And this is why I don't want to associate with people who are strictly within the Femdom community, but don't overlap at all with the gynarchy community, because most of the time, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're completely ignorant, and they're proud of it. They're also cocky as hell. They're arrogant. They actually think they know more. They think they have the better thoughts or the better ideas. Well, guess what? You don't, because you can't even accurately represent your proponent. You're not refuting anything. You don't even know what we fucking believe or who we really are. You're just judging us based on a definition. And then after that, I started reading some of the other comments, and it's just stunning what these people say. Because, these egalitarians, these so-called humanitarians, are busy dehumanizing me and people like me by just saying, we're just kinksters, or this is just a kink. Tell that to the people in Masuo. It's just a kink, right? It's not a way of life. It's not a lifestyle. It's not connecting to the world around you. It's just a kink. No. And guess what? I'm going to go one further. Just because somebody has a kink-like mindset, it doesn't mean that they can't differentiate in their mind between a kink and something that is non-kink. In other words, you can talk about gynarchy within a kink context and outside of a kink context. You don't have to lump them both together. They don't have to be one and the same if you don't want them to be. Look at all of my fucking videos. Are you actually going to suggest that what I do isn't serious? That what I do doesn't take effort and energy to think about, to actually work through? That it's all just reducible to a kink or sexual shit? This is dehumanization 101. And it comes from their community. And I get it. If you're within a personal relationship and you like being dehumanized and you consent to it, fine. But I didn't consent to it. I don't want to be dehumanized by you people. Go the fuck away. If you want to dehumanize your partner, you dehumanize your partner if they're okay with that. Don't fucking reduce me to these. Don't do that. Don't just say I'm one thing or another thing, because this has happened multiple times now. This is not the first experience with this community, by the way. I remember I asked for dating advice a while back in that same group, and then one of them started attacking my beliefs as if they knew what my beliefs were. They didn't know. They just thought they knew. And so they decided to come at me. And I wasn't having it. I wasn't even going to debate it. Because why? What's the point? Everybody in that community who is hostile towards gynarchy has literally made up their minds about it. They're not going to educate themselves, and they still say the dumbest shit. They say stuff like, well, you have people like Margaret Thatcher out there, so therefore, because of an individual, the women can be just as mad as the men. Like, this is the common talking point that is made by anti-Gynarchists all the time. And it is literally one of the most ignorant fucking statements you can ever make. And the reason why is simple. There is a difference between an individual and groups. You are committing a fallacy of composition when you are dismissing a thought process or an ideology based on the actions of an individual. And by the way, I'm going to go one step further because I have to. Name one thing Margaret Thatcher did that was worse than Hitler, Stalin, or Pol Pot. I fucking dare you. Name the amount of bodies she put in the morgue, and is that in any way comparable to what Hitler or the others did? Did she ever advocate for the extermination of an entire race of people? Did she allow the officers serving under her to skin people alive and turn them into lamps? Did she allow her own officers to experiment and find out just how many heads a bullet could go through? Did Margaret do any of these things? No. That's another problem with this argument, right? Is you make it seem like, oh, they're just bad. Like there's no degrees to how bad somebody can be. There's no levels to how bad they can be. If that were the case, why do some people consider some individuals more evil than other individuals? Some individuals to be worse than others? Why are they doing that? Like, for example, people thought Andrew Jackson had problems and issues, but no one ever compares Andrew to Hitler. Why? Because Andrew doesn't have 6 million plus fucking bodies attached to his fucking legacy. Now, does he? No, he doesn't. I am so fucking sick and tired of these anti-Gynarchists who have to basically reach for these examples. By the way, Viola talked about this too. We're both aware of this talking point. You're not saying anything we don't know. But when you talk about Margaret, it's like, does she get no credit for being nowhere near as bad as them? Do levels not matter? Do degrees of separation no longer matter? Well, I don't care what you fucking think on this. They do. Margaret is not as bad as Hitler. Not even fucking close. And the fact that this was the best example you could go to proves my fucking point. Because guess what? You can think of 100 brutal male dictators before you will ever get to 10 brutal female dictators. Guaranteed. Oh, also, while we're on the subject, if anyone wants to do that whole bullshit of a what about the queens in Europe? Once again, that's not what we believe. A gynarchy is not one woman ruling at the top. It's women, plural, women ruling society. Difference. Also, if you're going to talk about women, are women the same thing as individuals? For example, is an individual woman representative of who women are? Not even fucking close. Margaret Thatcher is not representative of the average woman. But isn't it interesting that they have to reach for that? That's the best you can do. Well, we already know what happens if we think about all the males and all the fucked up shit they've done, haven't we? But yeah, Margaret Thatcher, their favorite go-to, which isn't even that good of a go-to. Because you're basically implying that she's on the same level or she's comparable. No, she's not. She isn't even close. Most leaders who have done fucked up stuff have been like that. Have had those personality disorders, have done fucked up things. But if you're saying that the women leaders in general are just as bad as the male leaders in general, that's a fucking lie. And that's an easily disprovable lie. That's the reason why they zone in on Margaret and they go after individuals, because when you compare groups, there is no comparison. Women blow it out of the water. Women did better during COVID-19 as leaders. Women are generally less violent than males as leaders. If we factor in, especially the past 100-something years of data, it's just a fact. You can argue with it, but you're also arguing against data. Look at the crime statistics. The same things happen over and over again. These people are not engaging in logic. They're cherry-picking data. They want to find something so that they can just dismiss an ideology or thought process or think it's just silly or stupid. When in reality, they're the ones who have been acting silly in this entire conversation by assuming they know more about this stuff than we do. Do you really think that I or other people would get up and represent these thoughts and beliefs if we didn't think about it or didn't look into it ourselves? Because I promise you, we all did. We all put a lot of thought into it before we decided to represent the ideology in whatever ways we could. But yeah, and I also think, and I can't prove it, but I also think that this was an attempt to incite harassment. Because think about it. First, you omit information about my beliefs, about the beliefs of that other woman. Of that woman. So you do that. Then you start negatively talking about my videos. And then you only mention a specific definition. You don't talk about what I personally think or feel. You don't, and the other thing you don't do, and I did not miss this, is you decided to leave any commentary out of my other videos. You didn't talk about my other videos. You didn't mention what you thought about my other videos. You specifically zoned in. You narrowed everything, and you made the focus about the cringiness, the negativity. So you want to make me look silly and stupid or whatever. And this feels like a hit job. So it's like, okay, but you do realize that if people from that community come there and I'm getting harassed, that I can just take your post down. Do you really want to go this route, dude? Because I don't want to go there, but I'm not going to tolerate people inciting to harass, because the people I didn't attack you or do anything to deserve this. And the people in my audience who actually care about these videos, I'm not going to tolerate you inciting people coming over here messing with them either. If you come here with your ignorant comments and you start attacking me or attacking them, you're gone. I want to make it very clear that I've had problems with this community for years, and it's not going to get any better anytime soon. And this feels like incitement to harass. That's what it feels like to me. You know damn well that I don't want males violently subjugated, that I am consensual. It even has it on my fucking Twitter bio, dude. The word is there, consensual. I don't want males violently subjugated, and neither does Viola. What the fuck is wrong with you? By just reducing everything, oh, here's the definition. Do you want this, guys? I don't give a flying fuck what the femdom community does or doesn't want. You know why? They don't care what I want. I'd like them to educate themselves. Am I going to get what I want? No. I would like it if when I asked for dating advice, I didn't have somebody attacking my belief system and referring to it as shitty or stupid or whatever. Am I going to get what I want? No. You know what I'd also like? I'd also like it if when you talk about other people, you give a bit more information about how they think and feel before trying to make it seem like, oh, they just believe that women should rule everything and that's that. That's how you make it look, dude. But am I going to get what I want? No. I'm not getting what I want. You know what I'm getting instead? I'm probably going to get people coming over to this channel saying things and coming away with an impression that is not going to give you a full understanding of what it is that I do over here. Why the fuck do you people do this stuff? Why can't you just honestly and accurately represent other people? Why do you feel the need to do it? Does it give you some kind of power over other people? Like, I got him to make a video. I feel powerful. Is that what this is about? Do you just want to feel tall for a day or big for a day? I genuinely want to know this. Why do you people who only exist within the femdom community, why do you constantly feel the need to talk about something that you don't even know anything about, but you have confidence in your ignorance? It borders arrogance. You truly think you know what you don't actually know. You truly believe that you somehow have all the right opinions and ideas about something, when it's the exact opposite. So, no, I don't care what you people want. I'm going to keep making my suggestions to libraries. I'm going to keep doing my videos. But if you come here and harass me, or you harass the users who are subscribed to me, you're getting fucking banned. So I'm just putting the word out there that I'm not a fan of these anti-Gynarchist people in the femdom community. I'm getting tired of them, and I'm not going to tolerate them here. If you want to have your relationships, fine. You want to have your lifestyle, fine. Cool. Whatever you're doing, you go ahead and you fucking do that. I am not bothering you people in my personal life. I am not talking to you people in general. I leave you alone 99.9% of the time. I am just living my life and trying to find people to connect with in my personal community. I am not doing this shit to you, so I would appreciate it if you wouldn't incite harassment against me or against people in my community, because neither of us deserve it, especially not her, who, I don't know what your problem is, dude. I don't know what your particular issue is. Okay, if you don't want it, great. Then you don't have it. You don't have to have it. No one is forcing it upon you. No one is saying that you have to do this. She doesn't say it, and I don't fucking say it. But That's, they're going to run away with whatever opinions they have. They're going to do whatever they're going to do. I just wanted to touch on this because this did bug the shit out of me. Seriously, to the people in that community, leave me and the rest of us the fuck alone, please, unless you want to have a civil dialogue, a civil discussion about these thoughts and ideas, and actually not only that, an honest discussion about these thoughts and ideas. Don't come to us with aggression. Don't come to us talking shit and expecting civility and decency, because you're not going to get either if that's how you're going to talk, because you're setting the tone with the way you talk about other people's content. You don't even want to talk about why I made those videos the way that I did or why I do the things I do, because the reasoning doesn't matter to you. The only thing you're concerned about is the emergence and prevalence and maybe proliferation of a thought process or ideology. That's all that you care about, apparently, from at least what it seems like. But I don't know exactly what you're doing, but I can suspect what you're doing. So I would appreciate it if in the future, don't incite to harass me and don't incite to harass people in my community, because we're not going to talk to you. If you want to throw your little fucking quips or barbs, go ahead. But remember, when you're done, it's over. That's going to be the end of it. I would strongly suggest that you find other uses for your time rather than coming here and bothering us and parroting talking points that people have been throwing our way for years. We've heard everything you've had to say. If it didn't dissuade us then, why do you think it would dissuade us now? Has the thought ever crossed your mind that perhaps you are not the enlightened ones in this conversation? That maybe you're the people that have a lot to learn? Just something to think about. Anyways, I'm going to get going. Do with this video what you will, dude. But congratulations, you got me to make a video. Good job. I really thought I was done with this after being banned from one of the groups. And then one of you decides to make a fucking post at a Femdom group. And now I'm probably going to have people come into my fucking channel or videos saying stupid shit. I already had 2 people who said smoke weed every day. They popped up earlier and I had to delete the comments. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I made this 3-part video. I put a lot of that. I had 3 videos I made. I put a lot of work into this. And what did they talk about? Yeah, smoke weed every day. Smoking weed had nothing to fucking do with my videos. So I've already got I had a couple of trolls here, and I don't know if those came from the Femdom community or not. But if they did, your comments are gone. You're not going to be able to comment. If you comment further, it's just going to be the same result. So I don't know what the fuck you're doing here. This is a space for Gynarchists. For people who think the way that I do, who feel the way that I do. If you're not one of them, I don't know what you're doing coming over here. I don't know why. What's your possible reason? I mean, if you've ever, do you even want to put in the work? And I think that's the thing too. They don't want to put in the work. They've already made up their minds about what they think about the rest of us. So if you're going to do that, why should I bother engaging with you any further? I don't. Most of the days, I don't even think about your community. I'm not even part of your community. Your community has fucking issues, by the way. Since you're talking about my people, let's talk about your fucking people. Since when did I ask for your people to start judging me? I never asked. I never asked your people specifically what you thought about my people. I didn't ask when I was making that fucking post at that group. You know what I also didn't do? I don't ever recall saying, well, your fucking thoughts and feelings are stupid. Didn't say that about you. I also don't remember dating somebody in the, unfortunately, yeah, I gotta take that one back. But unfortunately, that person was also rooted in the Femdom community. So yeah, I've had problems with this community on and off for years. And if anybody needs proof that the sentiments that people in the Femdom community have towards us are hostile, go and read that comment that person made about Viola Valtrin and myself. If you want to see how the Femdom community feels about Gynarchists, go ahead and get on Reddit and read their fucking responses. If you really want any further proof that they're not going to be the ones who are going to be Gynarchists in the future, who are going to, I gave up on your community a long time ago. And I'm not the only one. There are other Gynarchists, I'm sure, who acknowledge and recognize the degree of hostility that comes from them. I gave up on you a long time ago. So I don't give a shit if you don't feel a certain way. We don't need you. And obviously you don't need or want us around, so let's just go our separate fucking ways and walk off into the sunset, shall we? Anyways, to the people who are subscribed, to the followers and supporters and the fans, well wishes, peace out, and I hope you have a great day. And sorry if this video caused any negativity or stress, but I'm not gonna just let somebody do what looks like incitement to harassment without talking about it, because that's what it looks like. And I also want to warn the people. I had to warn the people who are coming here thinking that they're going to harass or thinking that they're just going to get away with it. You're not. I'm fucking Gandalf. You shall not pass. Go back to your own community, please.